Dave Matthews Band returned to the Meadows Music Theater for the first time since 2023. What did I think of the show? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. No Bayou tonight, though. Gotta love that. DMB Post Show stream starts now. Go Huskies.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. Connecticut, stand up. Shout out to that 860. Shout out to the 203. Stores, Connecticut, what up? Romantic, Willimantic, what up? That dirty Waterbury, what up? Fire dancing, waving, New Haven, what up? They don't say fire dances, really. Shout out Stanford. Enfield, Connecticut, what up? East Hartford, what up? Hard hitting New Britain, what up? Bridgeport, what up? Shout out to Cheshire. Wallingford, what up? Glastonbury, you spoiled pricks. Just kidding. Shout out to Glastonbury. Shout out West Hartford. Bristol, what up? Shout out Violenttown, Uncasville, Eastern Connecticut, I see you. Shout out Killingly. Don't go to like the last few towns I just said though, for real. Especially at night. Torrington, what up? Avon, Simsbury, stand up. Granby, East Granby. Save Nod Road. I can't believe they putting them little, they messing up that place with apartments. What up, what up? It's your boy Conserviz 34. Of course, the closest show on the tour. I got a late start on this post-show stream. I appreciate your patience. I had to, the drive actually wasn't bad once I got to my car, but I had to grab something to eat. Well, I had leftovers, and I wanted to prepare some stuff for you guys tonight. This is my final stop of the summer tour. And depending on what fall dates happen, I may not make the fall tour this year. So we'll see what becomes of the fall tour, allegedly, for 2026. But First and foremost, I do want to I don't know if these people are watching the stream. I was filming today, first row behind the pit. People behind me initially were saying, hey, we can't see. I was filming. And so this has never happened to me. But please, if I am in the way, if there is something going on where you can't see the show, please let me know. I will try to adjust. I don't know if it was because they were shorter or if it was because of where my camera was, right at my neck length, right in front of my neck, but they couldn't see. So I adjusted. I moved over to people next to me left. When they came back, I lowered the camera a little further down to my chest. But I do apologize. The purpose of me capturing, shout out to Finning. I see him in the chat. We had a great conversation into the venue. But the purpose of me capturing these shows is because there's videos that I saw that made me a fan, full show videos or partial show videos. And so, like I said, this has never happened. Maybe someone did feel a way in another show and they didn't say anything, but I try to keep the camera below like here most of the time. Sometimes I do lift it up to get a shot real quick if someone else is recording real quick and I bring it down. But I do want to apologize if that person is watching. I think it was a couple watching the stream. I don't know if it was the camera. Maybe it was just me being a little taller. But either way, I don't want to interrupt other people's experience of the show if possible. I just want to capture what I can for those who can't make it. With these ticket prices now, with this economy, a lot of people can't make it. But so I lowered it. Camera shots, I will have a worse shot. I will have a shot that doesn't look good, or it's just people's back of the head if it means that someone else behind me can see. So yeah, just want to apologize on that. But I did adjust. I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was better or worse. It was hard to hear them, but music blasting. But again, my goal is to capture the band without distracting or interrupting other people. That's why I don't go like this. I try to hold it right here in front of me, but I know there's angle. Anyway, let's talk about this show. The first thing I have to say is there's a couple of things that's important if you weren't here, and I'm glad I was at this show. Obviously, it's my hometown show. The first thing is this show, the band looked like they were feeling the weight of this tour as far as the shows, the performances, 2 different cities, 2 different shows. There's a reason that the situation with Buddy happened in Guilford, because when the band comes to Hartford like this, they're kind of like trying to recover from the previous night. That's why Buddy set that up. He, with Guilford, because it's 2 straight nights, and they're much more chiller. They're much more welcoming to non-essential crew, which is AKA me, to come in and have some time. So it is a lot to go from 2 different cities, 2 different days. Also, I don't know specifics, right? I don't be like, hey man, I didn't message people that I've met from the band and things like that. Like, hey, how are you guys feeling? Like that's not, I'm not here to report that type of stuff. That stuff, this is just my observations today. The band looked tired. And bruh, I was tired from SPAC, and I wasn't even performing on stage. And so, Rashawn, Tim, maybe some other people too. Like so the set that you see in front of you, perhaps that changed the pace of certain times. And I think this has been happening all year. That for most shows, sometimes they have to just take it down a little bit so they don't go too hard. Because this band has 1 gear. Dave has 1 gear. If it's a song that has high energy, he doesn't know how to do it at 75%. He does it at 100%, dancing, singing, sweating. And so before we even talk about this set, I just think that the band they've been going nonstop. They've been doing things to adjust with the violin. And this is a show where Jake is not there. And they just came from Pittsburgh the night before. I don't care how they got here whether it was a private, I don't know how they got, but I'm pretty sure it was a charter flight. But this is a lot. What this band does night in and night out even with reduced shows. How many other bands, maybe Widespread Panic, right? Maybe Widespread Panic plays as many shows consistently every year to the level of D&B, and they're outdoors, right? Even with a show like Hartford, it was a little bit cooler tonight in the low 80s during the day, and then it got down to the 70s and 60s by the time the show ended. But it's still it's a grind. And so that's what before I say anything else, just know that this band looked like, hey, this tour is touring. And that's the first thing. The second thing is, the last show I went to was arguably part of a 2-night stand. That's the best 2-night stand that I've been to, as somebody who, again, never saw the prime of this band. Regret never seeing Leroy Moore. I could have went, but I didn't dig the frat bros from my high school that went to D&B, and I'm like, why would I go to this if this is the crowd? But that wasn't just the crowd that went. It was just some people from my high school that were frat boys with poor taste in music, and I only listened to studio albums. But the point is, I like coming from having the shows they did at SPAC to then doing a 1-night stand. It's just gonna I don't know how they would have been able to get up to that level that I got to last Saturday. All right, so those are the two things. Now that we got that out of the way, this was another show this year where you have something for everybody, but it feels like there were just some moments of this show I was like, what? And there were moments of this show where I was like, oh, sweet, fool to think. Cha-Cha, Pig, Stone, Break Free with the 06 outro, Minarets instead of Madmans. And so there were moments I really liked, and there's moments I was like, huh? And then there were songs that maybe are my favorite, but I understand why the band played them to raise the momentum. So first thing, let's start off with the Jimmy thing in the word up. I'll say this. Bayou's a better opener. You can record this, clip this. Bayou was a much better opener than Jimmy thing. I didn't enjoy this as much because it's like, okay, they start with Jimmy thing. It's long, it's drawn out. Yes, the crowd loves it. But to me, I like the bands jamming on Typical Situation, on Seek Up, on Dreaming Tree better than I like what they do on Jimmy thing. They still put on a show, but Jimmy thing is just not my jam, literally, compared to the other types of jams this band does. And so this is the first Jimmy thing that's opened up, been an opener since 8/24/14. That is a 2-set show, I believe. So if we go to, let's go to that show. And then 12/3/98 was the last full band one. Full main set opener, like single set opener. What did they say? 8/24. 8/24/14. So we can even do that here. Let's go, and shout out to the DMB Almanac. 8/24/14. So Jimmy thing opened up the electric set of the 2 sets. Take Me to Tomorrow. But then in 98, 12/3/98 was actual like a main set, right? Show opener. Because that was the electric opener in 2014, 8/24/14. Main, show opener, 12/3/98. So wasn't my jam. And Word Up is, if it's just Word Up, it's quick and it's over. I don't care. But Jimmy thing and then Word Up by itself, like after that, was like probably one of my least favorite parts of the show based on what I like. But it did get better. This next run was phenomenal. And it started off with PNP going into Pig. Even without Jake Rennick Simpson, I still will take a Pig at a show. And just a great song, great message, great lyrics. And so to me, the opener to me is PNP and the Pig. I just ignored the Jimmy thing and the Word Up, personally. After that, they get into Fool to Think. And yet again, This is a gem. Only the fourth time they played it at Hartford. They've had many shows at Hartford since Every Day came out. And so this is a special thing to get Fool to Think. And then we get a song to me that is the real MVP of the newer era, recent Dave Matthews Band songs. Some of the Come Tomorrow songs, some of the unreleased songs. Cha Cha is, to me, a masterpiece live. It started on the live stage and it's continued on the live stage. It's been brought back. And this is a great song. Anyone thinks I don't like new D&B music, I love Cha Cha. Matter of fact, I don't even need it on an album per se. Just keep doing this live as they're doing it. A lot of times this band will go to a studio, record a song like Can't Stop for the studio album, and it's worse than it was before, in my opinion. Cha Cha, yeah, there's some lyric changes since the 2023 versions, which I heard twice in 2023. But I don't care about that. It's still a really good song live. We get a classic in What Would You Say? Can't go wrong there. I know some people don't like the flute solo, but it was a good song. Ocean and the Butterfly slows things down. This was a little bit of a break. Don't mind it. I think this is a good filler. And then we get to So Damn Lucky. Buddy gets to shine. I think Dave made a point this show to really remind people of the other band members. With Jake not being here, hey, Buddy's going to get some key stuff. Rashawn's going to get some stuff on Jimmy Thing. Tim got some soloing. Jeff cooked on Ocean and the Butterfly, The Stone. I think Dave intentionally wrote this set to give the rest of the current band members time to shine. Carter had a drum solo. There were parts where before Ants Marching, Carter had a little drum thing, and I think he had another drum thing somewhere else. And then Stefan got time for the bass to cook with Watchtower and other places. And so Damn Lucky. Then Break Free comes with the 06 outro yet again. And so at this point, it's been played 3 times this year with that 06 outro. And then also it was played at the Gorge last year with that 06 outro. So I think it's here to stay. American Baby comes in and yet again shows this is the song that I was indifferent on coming back. There was a fan push on Twitter. I think that was PJ and some other people said, we want American Baby back. I said, okay. And since it's been back, it has been great. It has been a highlight of some of these shows. Just the way that it's being played by this current lineup has been great. The next song is the biggest head scratcher, and this is the biggest thing I don't like about this tour. The tour debut streak continues with the song that to me never should have came back. Come On, Come On. I like the Von Bondi's version of Come On, Come On, right? I would have rather this band played Road Jimmy, covered Road Jimmy by the Grateful Dead to open, and instead of Come On, Come On by D&B, they should have did the Von Bondi's Come On, Come On, Come On, Come On. This song to me is incomplete. I wish I thought they should have went, it came out with Come Tomorrow. Batson worked with them on this back in 06. They finished it for Walk Around the Moon. For Come Tomorrow, sorry. But this song just is missing an X factor. It's missing. I feel like there's something that just it's not finished. And so this is one of 2 songs that Rodrigo Simas, who runs the social media for the band, he does not like. He does not like Louisiana Bayou, and he does not like Come On, Come On. And so this is a song that I tried. It just doesn't. It's not for me. And so this is the thing. This is the scary thing about this tour. Okay, another tour debut, but this is a song nobody asked for. And so even a song like Come Tomorrow, which I think is really bad, Dave is playing that because he's thinking about his daughters were at a show, I believe, were they at SPAC? But he's playing that because he's thinking about his kids. His son just graduated. So I get, okay, emotionally he's attached to that song. It's a bad song, but he's attached to it. Come On, Come On. I don't see if there's some emotional attachment, but it's just a bad song. I don't think we needed it back. There are so many good songs in this catalog, and this is an example of be careful what you wish for. The tour debut streak continues. Not my favorite song. Not a song that it didn't even captivate the crowd though. See, the thing that I've learned this tour is, and maybe it's just been more clearer to me, there are songs that I don't personally like that get a crowd riled up, and the next song is a perfect example of that, Cornbread. I don't like Cornbread. All right? I like Cornbread in real life. I don't like Cornbread, the D&B song. Never really have. Lawler brought an energy, though, and he brought a presence on stage that raised the momentum of this crowd after Come On, Come On. And if anything, I would say we didn't need a tour debut tonight. Dave could have played another quiet song instead of Come On, Come On. Finning says, and I think some people have mentioned this to me too. He says, I've never seen Joe Lawler guesting on Cornbread again. I think that would be a win. Cornbread was fun back in 07. Okay, so he's saying it's bonus points for Lawler. And I believe I heard a Cornbread at Deer Creek in 2022 where Tim was gone, and the soloing by just Lawler was better than what the slide Jeff does. But I do agree that Cornbread is better with Lawler, and the crowd reacted to it. So yes, the song is not for me. There's going to be songs I don't like at any show. But if it gets some of the crowd engaged, that's great. And that's exactly what Cornbread did tonight. It got the crowd engaged. Madman's Fake and the Minarets is next, and this is great here. Fun fact, the band did not repeat any songs from the last Hartford show in 2023. And so Madman's Eyes was one of those songs played last last Hartford stop. So they fake out of it into Minarets. We get a Steady As We Go. This song is getting some play here. It's the third play. It's been 7 shows since it happened. And so this is like okay. I think I would have liked something. Now, this is a beautiful song. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Steady As We Go. I've gotten 7 performances of it. So I'm kind of like, okay, it's good, but let's put another song in that place instead. But I understand if people have not gotten this and they got it in Hartford tonight, that maybe they were happy for that. It's a beautiful song. I think another song would have kept between Minarets and Stone. Another banger would have been like a trifecta of like amazing things. So like if they play Beach Ball, the Minarets, Beach Ball, Stone, that's like, oh, now we're talking. My favorite song, the Stone, is played next, and I'm always happy when the Stone is played. And so I don't care, violin, synth violin. This was great. Kevin says, a couple in the parking lot said Steady As We Go is their wedding song. They never heard it live. Yeah. And so that's the thing too, is you have some fans from the mid-2000s. They got married in the mid-2000s, and Steady As We Go is their wedding song. I think it's a beautiful song for weddings, and it's realistic. The reason I don't like You and Me is because it's like, oh, we're going to teach the kids to fly at the end. Steady As We Go is like, hey, man, we're going to have to go through some things, but we're going to just get through it. That's what marriage is about. So far, what I've learned. We gotta navigate through these problems. We have to come to an agreement. It doesn't matter what other people say in our outside circle. As long as we're in one accord, steady as we go. But again, as someone who's been blessed with this song 7 times, I think there's other songs that could go through outside of this. Stone comes, I'm really happy. And then When the World Ends, and it's just such a buzzkill. Now, this song, to be fair, did engage some of the fan base. And, When the World Ends, we're going to be burning one. But like, this song, let me see how many When the World Ends. This was my 14th When the World Ends. I have 13 Stones and 14 When the World Ends. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Yeah. This song, to me, initially when I started going to shows, it wasn't played as much. And then all of a sudden they brought it back. And so When the World Ends wasn't being played as much. I think this song needs to be reduced. Maybe you disagree, but Yeah, it's just one of those things. And then I thought YM was gonna close the set. The show started late, but I'm thinking it's getting like I think we're getting to that point where they're gonna end the set. But no, they did Kill the Preacher YM and then they did Ants after it. But Kill the Preacher in the YM is a great example of a song I don't really need it anymore. The tribute to Leroy Moore is Lying in the Hands of God, in my opinion. Or if they let Jeff do a sax solo in 41, that would be the tribute to Leroy. YM sounds nothing like the band when Leroy was a part of it, even though he was part of the early recording process and development process of YM, and he liked that song. That's why they kind of have it as a tribute to him, because Roy actually liked it. And so Kill the Preacher and the YM brought the energy up, and then Ants Marching brought the energy up even further. And so the final two songs of the set do bring that energy up. Ants is, and again, Ants, he highlighted a lot of different with Ants, you saw everyone in the band get some shine, from Jeff, Buddy, Rashawn, and Tim. Those are the main soloing instruments. Our heartbeats are obviously Carter and Stefan. Without Leroy Moore, the remaining heartbeats are Fonz and Carter. And so they kind of stay steady, but everyone else gets some time to shine. I still think if the set ended after the Stone, I would be happy. Like, they could have just cut the show off. And this is what I mean about the band. I made an Instagram reel about, I wouldn't have an issue with the band having shorter shows. If you don't have the energy and the stamina to play for 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes, give me your best hour and 50 of song time, right? I'm talking song time, right? It still would be about 2.5, 3 hours of total time, whatever it is with the instrument changing time. But like, if they just ended the set at the Stone, I would have been happy. I mean, Ants got the crowd going, but like, I didn't need all the stuff after that. But again, I'm happy. Stone, Break Free, and Fool to Think. Another thing I forgot to mention is Lawler really interacted with different members of the band as he was doing this Cornbread. That's what also made it better. You'll hear in the video review, I believe someone talks about that. I think it's Crispy Biscuits. So we'll play that in a second. The encore, all that I wanted. So I've gotten 2 Peace on Earths in this run of Guilford and SPAC. And so all that I wanted sounds, when you talk about making, and I got Making It Great too. All that I wanted sounds better than Making It Great, and it sounds better than Peace on Earth. And they're kind of all coming from the same inspiration. All that I wanted to me is better than Peace on Earth and Making It Great, with the message that he's trying to do. So yeah, I thought this was good. E1 Watchtower closing, again, coming off a SPAC weekend where night 2 had a mid-set Watchtower. I mean, not the way I'd want to see a show end, but it did bring energy again. And so yeah, not for me. I like Watchtower's mid-set. I don't like when the band ends on a cover. They ended on a cover when I went to the Gorge in 2019, night 3, 1 song encore, Watchtower. Not for me. I love Zeppelin. I don't care that they do Stairway to Heaven. But to me, the gems of this set were, that P&P, Pig, Fool to Think, Cha-Cha, Stone, Break Free, coming in there in different spots, Minarets getting some love as well. Those were kind of the highlights to me. And it was just, there were a lot of moments that anytime I get the Stone, it's a good night. But there's just there's a whole level, there's levels that come down from what I experienced at SPAC, an all-time weekend last weekend at SPAC, and the next show happens to be Hartford. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to play a video review from, we have Pat, creator of So Much to Play. We have Robin, and we have Crispy Biscuits. And you're going to see me in the background, which is pretty funny. I'll explain that in a second, but here we go. let's go ahead and listen to the video review from some of my friends who were right in front of me in the pit. I was right behind the pit in the 300 section 300.
Marcus, you're right behind us.
Hi, you're not Crispy.
Where's Crispy? Where's Crispy? There he is. There he is. All right. Hartford.
Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. You're literally right there. You want us to give you a review? Cha-Cha. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cha-Cha is fantastic. They've done a great job with that song. I'm glad it's back.
We were in the pit. What'd you guys think?
Let's talk highlights. What do we think?
Cornbread?
Cornbread with Joe Lawler, actually. It was the best Joe Lawler performance that I've seen. I've seen a couple, Rhyme and Reason and Cornbread with Joe Lawler.
Yep.
He walked up to every single band member and gave them an opportunity to solo with him
Yes.
and go back and forth. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Joe Lawler brought the energy to the building. Best Cornbread I think I've seen.
I agree.
Highlight.
Lawler's always amazing. I kind of had a feeling we were going to get him tonight because it was the end of the first leg of the tour. But I didn't know what. I kind of thought Ryan, but I mean, he was amazing tonight.
Yeah.
So, Cha-Cha was a highlight. I always
Cha-Cha.
love a good ant, but I mean, that Cha-Cha was just so good. I'm glad they brought it back.
We got and then
No liberations though, with that. So that
We had
streak
a-
is over, unfortunately, but
Tour debut. We had one tour debut.
Coco was the tour debut tonight.
We had a sexy song that makes you feel sexy. It's okay to feel sexy.
I was told that people don't want to fight me because I was singing "Sexy Motherfucker,"
Shaking that ass.
shaking that ass.
Shaking that ass.
Jimmy thing opened, which was interesting.
Yeah.
I believe it has been a very, very long time since Jimmy opened.
Jimmy and the Word Up, and then another Pantala Nugget
Word
Papa in
Up.
the pig.
And the
Yeah.
big
And another
Word.
fake.
word up.
Word Up.
Anyway, all right. Jones Beach for this one because I'm holding the phone. This one and me on Wednesday. Pat is done until the gorge. You're doing the gorge.
We'll see what happens.
Do it.
He's going to the gorge. We're going to the gorge.
We'll see what happens.
There's Marcus again.
We love you guys.
We love you, Marcus.
Peace.
You're right. You're literally right there. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Love you. Bye, Marcus.
Right. So yeah. As you guys saw, Finning he was in line with me for 45 minutes, I think, trying to get in. Once you get me start talking, I don't stop. It's not just the post show stream. I love talking, sharing things, listening to you guys, but I love talking. So I was in the background talking to some friends, and one of my friends, Renee, her now boyfriend, they've known each other since they were in high school. And I didn't realize that till like a couple weeks ago. So I was telling them the story. I was like, oh, I didn't realize you guys knew each other in high school. So you must be, y'all really knew each other and had other relationships and marriages and then found each other recently. Renee's children are all in college. So, she's found, and I'm happy for them. And I was telling them how I've known my wife since I was 4 years old, right? And during the pandemic, we reconnected and started dating and got married and had a child. So funny how life works out. So anyway, I think, one of the things that after all the shows I've had this summer, this tour could benefit not from just having to force out, oh, we need another tour debut. Oh, come on, come tomorrow, right? Plastic Girl. Like, I think this tour, Dave is doing an incredible job of giving us so many things, and most of the tour debuts are phenomenal. But some of these tour debuts, they're not hitting anyone. Like, come on, didn't really do nothing for anybody. Maybe there was probably someone chasing that song, and someone may like that song. It's okay if you're watching this and you like this song. But I think as I've gotten on the second half of my shows, and now I'm done for the summer, if Kit Kat Jam and Snow Outside, if I Had It All, or Beach Ball possibly got a second play for me, or at all, I didn't get Kit Kat Jam or Snow Outside this tour, but if I got another play of Beach Ball, like if they played Beach Ball tonight in Hartford, it's like, Yeah, play that again. In previous years, pay for what you get. Now, American Baby is making the rounds, right? Kit Kat Jam did have a little bit of time. Sometimes stuff start like there's a liberation down south that just never makes it up to the East Coast. And so that happens. Maybe that's what Kit Kat Jam is. But to me, instead of tour debut and Come On, Come On, throwing in a bunch of different songs that were rare and came back earlier in the tour, play it again. Don't just force out a tour debut that's mid, in my opinion. I don't think, and the thing is, like, I'm not a fan of You and Me, but that was a certified hit. That was a Grammy nominated song. Come On, Come On is not a Grammy nominated song in any era. I'm sorry. And so that's the one thing I will say is that I think this year has been okay, this is what people wanted. We wanted a bunch of tour debuts. We want more songs from the catalog. And some of the parts they're playing out from the catalog, like Come On, and Come Tomorrow, they not good songs, G. So, yes, play the catalog out. Play the catalog out. But I don't think we need I really don't think we need that. Like, I don't think we needed that song. So, Cliff Burton, come on, let go. If you're gonna keep chatting on Alpine, we'll just kick you out the chat. Like, we don't like. We get it. There's no Alpine. Move on. They almost killed people. That's why. That's probably why there's not an Alpine. They called off a show right as a storm came. So, enough. Otherwise, we're gonna give you the axe. Next up, poster. Let's go ahead and take a look at the poster. Ken Taylor poster. That is the Hartford Capitol. The Capitol in Hartford, Connecticut is right in the backdrop. And you got some Ravens. They never play the song that's on the poster 9 times out of 10. Like if it's Ravens, if it's a Big-Eyed Fish, if it's a Bart, like they typically don't play that song, that show. So I wasn't shocked there was no Raven. It would have been cool if there was a Raven. But this is a beautiful poster. This thing did, I believe, sell out. I didn't see it anywhere after. And there should be, Ken Taylor will probably put out his, like the artist, the APs will come out through his website at some point in the next week or so, I would think. But this was a really good poster. And again, I love how there's a local landmark, that Capitol there. I don't know what the Ravens signify, but I just thought this was a really great. Ken Taylor does really great art that I love. He's in the wheelhouse. Art is subjective, but I like what he's put out. He also did the Cardinal for Deer Creek one of those years. I think that was the Weekend poster. But he just does some great work, and I love that. All right, next up. So let me just show you this. This was Hartford tonight. This was Hartford in 2023. And so the last time they played Hartford, look at that. It was my 44th show, and now I'm at 71. So that's how long ago it was, 2023. Jane, Stay or Leave, Satellite, All You Wanted Was Tomorrow, Gray Street, Walk Around the Moon, Die Trying, Virginia in the Rain, Madman's, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Partial, and After Everything, By You, Typical Situation, Don't Drink, Vain, Space Between, Nancy's, Stay, 40, Say Goodbye, Shake Me. Those were the songs that were played. My wife was with me. That was her first ever show back in 2003. And so none of those songs were played tonight. So we have a brand new set list of songs with no repeats from the previous show of the tour, which was Burgettstown, and no repeats from the previous Hartford show of the tour from 2023. So I want to give credit, but my thought, here's what I thought about, no Jake Rennick Simpson. And some of you guys reached out at the tailgate today. You guys were like, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for giving me the heads up. I'm glad that the message got out. the post show stream before I even started the post show stream last night, I recorded that. I wanted to let people know, hey, Jake is not going to be here based on what Dave said on Sirius XM radio and the E1. And so it seems like some of you guys were watching my stream last night and reached, I talked to some of you guys today and you guys are like, thank you for letting me know. It helped me to prepare that, hey, no violin. So I'm going to the show, but I'm not going to expect violin or any sort of guest on the fiddle side of things. I believe my theory was that something about Jones Beach being moved impacted this, but I want to give credit to Greg H out there from Groton. Usually he's Groton 27 in the chat, but he's told me he's not going to be able to make the stream tonight. It is starting later than usual. But he said this. He said, I was talking to him before the show. He's like, maybe the original plan was Dave was going to go home to Charlottesville. He has a house in Charlottesville, house in Seattle. But Virginia in the Rain is also about how he spent his summers, even when he got a Seattle property that, summer's into soon. Him and his kids went to the Charlottesville house. And even during the pandemic, he was in Charlottesville in the summer. And so maybe, this is what Greg said, maybe there was a private jet that was going to bring Dave and Jake to Virginia, maybe in Charlottesville, maybe to Roanoke. Roanoke is about an hour and change from where they're having Floyd Fest. The point is, Jake has to play Sunday in the middle of the day. And so I think they were still going to have Jake play Saturday night, and then they were going to give him the private jet service to the mountains of Virginia, maybe Charlottesville or Roanoke, so that he could then be, if he landed in Roanoke, it's about a 50-minute drive or so from where the airport is in Roanoke to where the festival is, give or take, right? And so maybe they drop Dave off in Charlottesville, then they continue on to Roanoke, or maybe they drop them off both in the same area and he drives 2.5 hours at some point to Floyd Fest. But maybe because Dave, now that the band has to play Jones Beach, the whole band has to be ready for the show at Jones Beach. So they're not going home to their families, which is tough too. I feel for them but I respect that they're still trying to make up this Jones Beach show. They could have canceled it and said, hey, we got a break. We're not doing it. But Jeff plays tomorrow at Fenway. So he was probably going to do that anyway. And he just was going to go and then have no shows. But now he's going to have to go back to Jones Beach. But the rest of the band, some of them are, instead of going home to their families for the little break in between the East and West Coast, now they have to go to New York City, or they have an off day somewhere else. And then they have to get ready for that upcoming show next week in Jones Beach. But now that Dave he can't just go home for through the end of the month into late August. He's got to have a show. Maybe they can't, that private jet, that charter is not going to happen. So now they don't have a way to get Jake back to Virginia, or get to Virginia in a reasonable time frame. And then maybe they just said, all right, we're not going to have him on for Hartford, because based on the rumblings I was hearing, Jake was going to be here through Hartford. And then, of course, you see Jake last night. If he's in Pittsburgh, that means it's probably going to be in Hartford too. Because otherwise, if he just would have left before that, like if he would have left after Darien Lake and you don't see him in Pittsburgh, maybe that means that he just needed time to prepare for the festival. So I don't know. I could be wrong. That's my theory. I have not asked anyone that I like, hey, hey buddy, what do you think? Hey, so and so, what do you think? That's just my theory. And adopting part of Greg's theory. But I thought that something did, based on, again, what I was hearing from people that, sometimes a lot of people will message me different things, but it's like, okay, what they're saying, as soon as he showed up at SPAC, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is for real. So who knows? Either way, the violin was missed. And I think the sets, the sets that were drafted up with the violin this past week were the bet like they were better than Hartford. Hartford was the worst show this week, but nonetheless, it's still a good show. You get a stone break free. It's just compared to the rest of the week, I think Hartford was the worst show of the week. Was it the worst show of the tour? No. Was it the worst show ever? Absolutely not. But the level that this band took themselves to with Jake, even like some of the song choices were better, even if you, let's say Jake wasn't there. Like Beach Ball and SPAC, like that coming back. Yes, that's what people are chasing. Thank you, Dave. Right? And it's not that people aren't chasing different things. It's just like there are certain songs that a lot of people are chasing. And they literally played Beach Ball. Right? And so that was one of those examples of a liberation that people really wanted. Now, did people need If Only to come back? No, probably not. But Beach Ball was something that I think a lot of people left SPAC Night 1 saying, oh, I've been waiting a long time for it. Let's see. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, the line. So I will pass this feedback along to the staff at some. I can get the feedback. The staff probably knows, but I will pass along the feedback because for some of you guys like me, listen, me and Finning were in. If you see Finning in the chat, we were in line for a long time, and we got in line early. And the main line in Hartford was yet again, last time it was this way, but it happened again where like most of the people, the general population, if you didn't have fast lane or VIP or you weren't part of the warehouse pit, that line was very long to get in. And the doors opened 30 minutes later. Maybe that was a band thing. Maybe the band wasn't ready. The crew wasn't ready. I don't know. Maybe there was some stuff like with Pittsburgh, that haul from Pittsburgh to Hartford. Maybe they had to get some stuff ready. But even if you open at 6:30, like those lines were long. That main line, it was only one line and it was a couple different gates, a couple different security checkpoints in this one long line. It was long. So I will pass the feedback on. There is a way for me to touch base with a way that it's not just going to be like some local employee. Like I'll give the feedback in hopes that it improves. Cause I want, especially in my home city, I want things to be successful. There are people that already are saying they're not going to come back to Hartford because of the line experience today. And that makes me sad because this show was well attended. I was not on the lawn at all today, but I know that based on the projections for the lawn that it was very well sold. And so with Hartford, it's very shaky because we don't get shows every year. We used to have 2 shows. At one point when I was a kid, before I even was going to D&B shows, there were 3 shows for a couple of years. And so for the line experience to be what it was, hopefully there are improvements that are so that everybody wins. The venue wins, the band wins, people are in. I wonder if they started the show late because of the lines. I don't know. But last time, a lot of people missed the first couple of songs. I think that was 2023 or 2021. Let me know in the chat if you were there. It was one of those years, 21 or 23. The line was so long. I want to say it was 23. 2023 was June 10th, right? So that was very early in the tour. That was the first, it was the first show at Xfinity. At the time, Xfinity Theater. Now it's the Meadows. They changed it back to the Meadows. Yeah, I will give the feedback to the venue. Do not worry about it. I have some contacts that I can get that out to the venue. For improvement. It's about making things better. It's not just to be mad and no. I want improvement. I want everyone to win. Again, I just said that for the 5th time, but it's about win-win. All right, so now that it's my final show, well, I'll be back for Jones Beach post-show stream. We'll see if we have anything special for this final show. I know in the past, Volta did stream like Camden, the final Camden show of the East Coast leg, so we'll see what happens there. I was hoping that was going to happen for Hartford, where they were going to stream it, so I didn't have to record. But nonetheless, I did capture the full show. If you guys have videos, send them to me. Some of the video is not the best towards the middle end when I was trying to adjust, and that's fine. That's fine. It's the main thing is taper audio, video shots. You're gonna get a basic idea of the show and what it was like to be there, and so it is what it is. Thank you guys. I still just I think the last couple of years meeting a lot of you guys in the lots in person has helped me to understand that, yes, what I'm doing, people do appreciate it. Yes, I can see the views of every stream, but to talk to you guys, the faces of the view, behind the views, it gives me that the reason that, hey, this is actually reaching people. People love this. You know, people feel like this is a great thing that I'm putting on. And if to me, if there weren't people benefiting from the post show stream, there wouldn't really be a point to do it. And so I just thank everyone who's come up to me the last couple of days. Some of y'all kids watch the stream. Some of you are kids. And so, especially with with some of you guys who are teenagers or younger, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this band and love the post show stream format and the information I'm sharing. B, I hope that I can be a role model. I try not, you don't see me here cussing and swearing, and that's for a reason. I hope that I want this to be something that kids can watch. Here and there, some of the guests will maybe say curse here and there, but I want this to be something that maybe, hey, instead of watching Kai Cenat or some other crazy streamer, you're watching the D&B post show stream, like, and you're learning about music, right? So, thank you guys for the support. It just still to this day doesn't matter if you're the 5th person to meet me that day, whatever. Like, it's just, I wanted to create a perspective that's not just every song is great. Share my opinions, the good, the bad, the ugly. And also, more importantly, if I'm not at a show, you guys as fans give me perspective. Even if you like a song I don't like. And we've been here. I've sat here and I've interviewed some of you guys. And you guys are saying, oh, by the way, this is what happened at the venue. Maybe this is why Dave was upset. Right. And we've gone. I was at the Dave NATO, so I was able to give you guys a firsthand account. We in Mystic Lake, when that Minnesota show got canceled, we talked to people from there, so you got perspective. Okay, this is what happened. This is the weather. This is the rumors that were buzzing around the lots. And so my hope is that this post show stream format helps fans learn about the music. Gives fans who are longtime fans that have been going to shows longer than me feel like, hey, someone is speaking for a perspective that maybe isn't on Facebook, right? Maybe it's banned from Facebook because you have to like the band, right? Which is fine. Some groups, they don't want to deal with the riffraff, right? Michael Urban, I see you got back to Worcester. Awesome. Glad you and your fiance made it back. It's nice to see you again. But yeah, thank you. I just can't say it enough. Thank you. And if you guys want to come on the stream, your perspectives are more valuable right now than anything I can say because I'm not at the show. And so if you're at the show and you want to share your perspectives, reach out to me, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But for now, that's it. Let's end before the hour. It's 53-minute stream right now. Let's try to end this before the hour ends. We're going to close out with a new song that, again, I told you, a newer song that I think is just on fire right now, which is Cha Cha. So let's go ahead and tune in. This is Cha Cha from Guilford. I will have some content from Hartford and hopefully at some point have a multicam. The Hartford multicam will probably have the least amount of editing and it may come out sooner. I don't know yet. Stay tuned. It may still be in the list of after SPAC Night 1, but I think the other shows deserve some fine tuning. Hartford still deserves a full multicam, but it may come out. It may not have as much work. Just, hey, let's plug and play where we can. But let's close out with Cha-Cha. Thank you again. It has been a joy to meet so many of you guys, from Guilford to SPAC to Hartford. And now I'll be doing these from home for the rest of the summer. And the beautiful thing is also, I love being a father. There is no Dave Preston anymore, because every time a show ends and it's the day after, I get to see my son. And there is nothing like the feeling of being a father, spending time with your children. It's your boy ConstantViz34. Peace.
Up and count the days since you've been gone. I go out and make believe you won't be gone too long. I run up and catch the bus, almost miss it again. A window seat and I watch the whole world rolling by. It only takes a moment for the show to begin. Big dog's walking, a man's got a big bag to fill. Cha-Cha's on the corner, drinking a gin. Not a worry in the world until she gets to the end. Always gave your best, you did. I haven't smoked in years, but I still want a cigarette. All the days and all the things we did. Pop in, step the lady the first time that we did it. It only takes a moment for the show to begin. Open up the curtains, look, the two of us fell in. I woke up at the bus stop to let more people in. I wish that I could go back to that again. Wake up and count the days since you've been gone. I go out, I make believe you won't be gone too long. I run up to catch the bus, almost miss it again. A window seat and I just watch the whole world rolling by. Sometimes when